Hi guys, it's Brittany. So today's gonna be a back in time watches video, and today I'm gonna be looking back on the first time that I watched Clue. And so I believe, because I'm really trying to remember here, I think I was either 13 13 or 14 around there where I watched Clue for the first time. And I remember when I first watched it at the time, I believe when I was 13. Yeah, I would say so. Um and of course I have heard of the board game, but I didn't know at the time that there was a movie of it. But at the time, and especially when Hollywood Video was still in business at the time, I rented it out. And so after seeing it, and even while watching it, I just thought just how funny it was. And I of course, I recognized Tim Curry and Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future, and Madeline Kahn from Frankenstein, and of course there's some other ones that I haven't quite seen before, so it was my first time seeing them in Clue. And just watching it, it was just funny, and yeah, it was just funny, and I really enjoyed it. And I didn't watch it just once, but I, like, with me and my sister, we watched it more than once. So it's like every time, because at some point you had to return the movie back to Hollywood Video. And of course when we did return it, I think because at the time we did have cable, and so when we did, I remember when we go through the channels, so it's like every time Clue would be on, we would just turn it on. But when I did watch it the first time, I was just thinking, okay, how is this gonna go? But then, of course, I think there are some parts that were just funny, and I'm like laughing, and they're trying to figure out, and I think to the point where Tim Curry as Wadsworth, not really Wadsworth, but anyway, so him being a butler and telling him that Lee Veen played Mr. Body, that he was the one who was blackmailing all of them, and I'm like, what? Oh no. And so yeah, I'm just like, this guy's terrible, like, can't he just leave them alone? Like, yeah, so I just felt like, why go through all the trouble to blackmail someone? So it's like, I did not like that. But yeah, I think there's certain parts that were done so well where it just came out funny, and I just remember laughing and just having a good time. Um, and I don't know, I feel like there's so many parts I can mention here. Um, but yeah, what I find funny is that how all of them just have their moments where they end up doing something or saying something, and it just turns out so funny. And like, especially, I don't know, there's so many things going through my mind right now, but yeah, it's just a really great funny movie to watch. And I think after watching it over and over, I think I knew that it became my favorite movie. And yeah, I just love everything about it. And so I think after, the first time watching it, I was just like, oh wow, this is great. This is so funny. And I remember thinking, like, how come I haven't seen this before? But I did thought, well, at least I've seen it now. So, and yeah, I thought everyone was great. They did a good job with their performances. And I think the funny thing is that, because I think at some point when I got it on DVD, I think the old DVD I used to have, um, we would play the movie at random. So of course it would choose any scene, like any ending. And so somehow when it showed if Miss Scarlet was the killer, I'm like, okay, that seems possible, but I'm not sure. But I think the one with Mrs. Peacock, I think that one really made me think, like, okay, maybe it's her. Maybe she's the one who did all this. But, and I know that this may sound funny, but when it came to the final ending, which is the true ending, where each of them did it, including Wadsworth, which is aka Mr. Body, like the whole time. Somehow I didn't really want to accept that ending that was true, because I thought, well, I like Tim Curry, he's a good actor, and this whole time, like, it seemed like he was this good guy, and all of a sudden now coming to find out that he's not the good guy. And this whole time he was just um only pretending to be the good guy, to be on their side, and just to go along with this whole thing, and that this whole time he was Mr. Body. So I remember at that point I felt like, no, I don't believe it. Maybe this is just some kind of trick. Maybe this ending is just like a, what do you call it? I thought, what if this ending is not the real ending? What if they just want, what if those who made the movie just want us to believe that it's just the real ending? When really it's probably not. Like, what if it is Miss Scarlet who did it? Or Mrs. Peacock? So yeah, I didn't really want to accept the fact that the final ending, the third ending was the true ending to the movie, because that's how it pretty much went. So I didn't want to accept that, because I really didn't want to think of Tim Curry being the bad guy, because I have seen him playing the bad guy in some movies, like in It, as Pennywise the clown, which I did not recognize him in, but he did such a good job. And he played another bad guy in Legend with Tom Cruise, which is like, oh my gosh, like, I think I haven't seen the whole movie of that, because it kind of scared me seeing him playing like that kind of villain. So I would have to watch it again just to see what the movie's about, because it's been years. But again, and him playing the bad guy in The Three Musketeers, and so I think you can say, because I just didn't really want to picture him of being the bad guy in Clue, so somehow I just didn't accept that the third ending was in fact the true ending to Clues, because I'm like, no, there's no way, like, that can't be right. But I think at some point, the more I watched it, I thought, well, what if it is? What if it is actually the true ending to Clue? Because I think once I finally start to really observe the whole ending and how each of them did it, including him, but he's not really Wadsworth the butler, but he's Mr. Body, and that he was pretending to be the good guy, pretending to be this good guy, the butler, and being on their side. So with that, and of course with Mr. Green being an FBI agent undercover the whole time. So I think at some point when I came to really observe that and really watch it again, I thought, this is actually a better ending, because it does make more sense to who wasn't there at the time and who did it when they killed this person in the movie. And of course it does make sense. It does. So at some point I thought, because I know at the time I wasn't quite accepting it then, like at 13, but I thought, what, it is a better ending and it does make sense. So I thought, okay, well, I still like it, but even though this whole time he's Mr. Body, being in disguise of Wadsworth the butler, and just going along with it and just pretending to be on their side when he wasn't, and he's just like setting them up. And of course, even when they're revealing some things to him, it's like somehow he knows about them even a bit more. So that gives him even more information about them. And then when he does reveal to be Mr. Body towards the end, then it is a shocking moment, because they're even thinking this whole time he was just this good guy, that was on their side, and yet it turns out he's not. And that I remember that did shock me. And even with Mr. Green being an FBI agent undercover the whole time as well, even that I thought was great. Like, not only you get the reveal of Tim Curry being Mr. Body the whole time, but you also get Mr. Green being an FBI agent undercover this whole time. So they're both keeping secrets. Like he doesn't know. So it's funny when you think about it. Like Wadsworth, aka Mr. Body, he doesn't know that Mr. Green is an FBI agent this whole time. So he doesn't know that. And I'm pretty sure, no, because even with Mr. Green, he didn't know that Wadsworth was Mr. Body. He didn't know that until he revealed that to all of them, to that ending. So they didn't really know. So even that is like I said, it is like a good, shocking twist at the end, and I just love that twist. But yeah, I would say, looking back on it, I'm like, I may not have been accepting that ending at first, but back then when I was 13, but it's like, what? Of course, as years went by, and when I still continue to watch the movies, like, I would have to say it is a better ending. And yeah, it is. Like, I just love it. But yes, this is a fun and funny, entertaining movie. And so I think you say, yeah, so that was my first time, and I just remember just enjoying it and just watching it over and over and over again. And so of course what I thought about it was, like, this is great. Like, this is a great, funny mystery movie, and I thought there needs to be more like this. Like, there needs to be more mystery movies like this, like Clue. Because to be honest, I don't think I've ever seen a mystery comedy movie like that of Clue before. but when I did, it just turned out great and I loved it. There were some laughs in some scenes, and there were some parts was like, okay, so what's going on? And of course, even along the way, you start to think, okay, who could it be? And you start to suspect who it could be, but then by the time it gets to the ending, it's like you're either wrong or you're right, or maybe you're half right or half wrong. Like it all depends. But then once you don't even know that twist at the end, then now you're, once you don't see that twist coming and it creeps up on you, and then it reveals itself right there, then yeah, you're gonna be shocked, depending how shocked you may be at that twist. Because I know with me, I remember I was shocked, like when finding out that he wasn't really Wadsworth, but he was Mr. Body. Undercover, like in disguise. I remember I was shocked. I was like, what? I'm like, no, 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 that can't be it. That can't be true. So I was not accepting it at first. And then with Mr. Green being an FBI agent undercover, I was like, I was so shocked. I'm like, what? Like, not only we get one reveal, but two? And I'm like, wow. And to me, I just thought that was just like a great twist. And I thought, I love that, So, I mean, as shocked as I was, I still loved it, and I still do. I still enjoy it, and so that's what I thought about it, and how I felt. Like how the movie made me felt was, I felt like it really kept me entertained, and I felt like it really had me wondering who it is, and suspecting certain characters, and yeah, it did. I had a good time. I still do when I watch it. It still makes me laugh, and yeah, that's just how it makes me feel when I watch it. I feel like I'm just having a good time, just having some laughs here and there in the movie, throughout the movie, and just enjoying it. And of course, I also feel like there needs to be more mystery comedy movies like that, to Clue. Um, yeah, that's just how I felt about it, and I still do, and I just love it for the way it turned out and everything, and the cast is great, and Tim Curry is a really great actor, so of course I just love his performance in this movie, and I love everyone else. I love all their performances as well, and I remember hearing there was going to be a sequel, but I don't know if that's exactly true, but yeah, I think there needs to be more movies like that, you know. So yeah, so that's my first time on watching Clue, and of course to this day it's still my favorite. I still love it and enjoy it every time. So to see more movie content like this, please subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment below of what you think of Clue, and what was your first time watching it, and if this is your favorite mystery comedy movie. And so yeah, even share it, and so yeah, I really hope you enjoy this. So there'll be more coming soon. That's all for today, and I'll see you at the movies.